Good morning, students. Welcome to Computer Online Class. I am Aman Shahid, and today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 7, More with Scratch. So, students, in this chapter, today we are going to cover two topics, that are starting Scratch and Scratch window. So, let's quickly start. In class 3, we have introduced an interesting software named Scratch. We have discussed about the component of a Scratch window along with how to create, open and save a project. As you know, a Scratch project is made up of objects called Sprite. A sprite is a graphic element that can be moved, turned, shrunk, grow, etc. It can be a ball, a butterfly, or an animal. In this chapter, we will learn how to create a project to make the sprite dance, speak, change its color, etc. So students, you have already studied this chapter in class 3rd. In class 3rd, you have studied the basic components and along with how to create, open and save a project. But in class 4th, in this chapter, we are going to learn some advanced feature that are how to create a project and make the sprite dance, speak and change its colors. Okay. However, before we begin, let us recall the commands learned in class 3. So students, let's quickly go through them. So the first topic is starting Scratch. Once you have downloaded Scratch, you can start the program by selecting Start, then All Programs, then Scratch folder and then Scratch. Let's see figure 7.1 for the explanation. So students, after selecting start, this first figure will appear on your screen, this A part. Okay, in this what you have to do is you have to click on all program as shown in the picture. Then moving towards in the next picture, picture B, select Scratch folder. So what you have to do is you have to search, Scratch, and you have to click on the Scratch folder. Then moving towards the third picture, select Scratch. Then what you have to do is you have to select on Scratch. Okay, or what you can do is double click the Scratch icon on the desktop. So students, what you can do is you can directly double click on the Scratch icon to open it. Okay, and after this the Scratch opening screen will appear. So let's see figure 7.2. So the first line is of menu bar. Then moving towards the next option, block drawer. There are 8 types of options given here. Then the block palette, in this various types of features are given here. Then sprite information, sprite area, this complete area is of a sprite area. Then tips, there are 3 types of tips given here. Then stage, in which a cat is there, this is the stage in which you can see the performance. And then there are 3 types of tabs given here. The first is a sprite, the second is costumes and the third is sound tabs. So the next topic is a Scratch window. The Scratch window has the following parts: toolbar, block description, blocks palette, current sprite information, sprites area, stage, sprite list. So now the next option is toolbar. Toolbar contains option to manage various projects, tasks and sprites. These options are explained below. So students, you can see figure 7.3 for the toolbar. This is how a toolbar look, and it is quite wide. So it is divided into 3 parts. The toolbar is divided into 3 sections: menu bar, toolbar and viewing options. The menu bar section is shown in figure 7.4. So students, let's see figure 7.4. This is how the menu bar look. In this they have highlighted 3 options. The first one is set language. With the help of this option, what you can do is you can select the desired language in which you want to work. Okay, now the second option is save. With the help of this option, you can save the document. Now the third part is share. So if you want to share your file with other people, so with the help of this option you can do this. Okay, The set language icon is used to change the interface language. So students, as I have explained you just now, with the help of the set language option, what you can do is you can select the language in which you want to work. Okay, now the second point is the save icon is used to save the project. So with the help of the save icon, you can save your project. The share icon is used to share the project online. So students, if you want to share your project online, so with the help of this share option given in the menu bar, you can do this. Okay, now the fourth option is the file menu has options to save to open a new project. So if you want to open a new project, this you can do with the help of file menu. Open an existing project, save a document, save by different name, exit a project, import a project, and export a sprite. So all these functions are available in file menu. Okay, now the fifth point is the edit menu has options to undo a delete function and run programming code. So students, if you want to undo any command, so with the help of edit menu you can do this. Or if you want to run programming code, so this function is also available in the edit menu. Okay, the share menu has option to share the project online and open the Scratch website. So if you want to share your project online, so with the help of share menu you can do this. Or if you want to open the Scratch website, so this function is also available in the share menu. Now the last point is the help menu. The help menu has options to open help screen and about Scratch window. So students, if you need any help, if you are confused in any point, if you are having any questions, so you can open this help menu, and in this a long description is there in which all the answers of your questions are there. Okay, the toolbar is shown in figure 7.5. So let's quickly move towards the second section of the toolbar. So students, there are four types of options given here. The first one is duplicate, the second is delete, the third is grow, and the fourth is shrink. Let's see the functions of these options. The first point is click the duplicate button and then click the block or sprite to make a copy of it. So if you want to make a copy of any sprite or any block, so what you have to do is first of all click on the duplicate button and then click the block or the sprite of which you want to make a copy. Okay, now the second point is click the delete button and then click the sprite or block to immediately remove it. So students, if you want to delete any sprite or block, so what you have to do is click on the delete button and then click the sprite or block to immediately remove it. Now the third point is the grow button. The grow button is used to increase the size of the sprite. Click the grow button and then click the sprite to make it grow. So if students, if you want to increase the size of the sprite, so what you have to do is first of all click on the grow button and then click on the sprite to increase its size. Now the fourth option is the shrink button. The shrink button is used to decrease the size of the sprite. Shrink button and then click the sprite to reduce its size. So students, first of all what you have to do is click on the shrink button and then click on the sprite for which you want to reduce the size. To view the stage and present your project as shown in figure 7.6. So students, there are viewing options given in figure 7.6. There are three types of options: the small stage, the full stage, and the presentation mode. So let's see what are these options for. So the first point is the small stage button. The small stage button is used to decrease the size of the stage. This is the default stage size when you open a Scratch. So student, a small stage is a very small type of a stage and this is the default stage size. So whenever you open the Scratch, this is the size that will appear on your screen as it is default stage size. It is already selected by the software. Okay, now the second option is the full stage button is used to increase the size of the stage. So students, when you want a big stage, so what you have to do is you have to click on the full stage button. Okay, now the third point is the presentation mode. The presentation mode is used to show your project to the audience. This will just show the stage. So students, whenever you will click on this presentation mode, what will happen, this will just show your project on the screen and all the sides will disappear. Okay, now the next topic is block descriptions. The block description area lists the 8 block categories motion, looks, sound, pen, control, sensing, operators and variables. See figure 7.7 for this. So this is how the block categories look in block description. Motion is in dark blue color, looks is in purple, sound is in pink color, and then pen is in dark green color, the control is in yellow color, the sensing is in sky blue color, and the operators is in light green color, and variables in red color. So students, these colors play an important role. Let's see how. The block categories are color coded, so when you see a block of a specific color you can identify its category. So students, these blocks are color coded. Whenever you will see any color highlighting on the screen, you will easily recognize it. You can easily identify that this block is of which category. Now the next topic is block palette. This area shows the corresponding blocks for the selected category. When you select a new block category, its corresponding blocks become available. See figure 7.8 for this. So students, what does this mean? This means that whenever you will select any block category, just like motion, look, sound, pen, any of the category, its corresponding blocks will become available in which section? It will become available in the block palette. Okay. Now the next topic is current sprite information. This shows the name and picture of the current sprite together with its x and y coordinates, direction and rotation style. See figure 7.9 for this. So student, this is how the current sprite information looks. So let's see. Now there are three types of rotations, students: full rotation, left and right rotation, and no rotation. Blue line showing the sprite direction. You can see the blue line on the cat. So this blue line, what does this show? This indicates that the direction of the sprite. Okay. Now the sprite name in this dark gray palette, what you can do, you can type the sprite name. Okay, and then the lock. So this shows from this option you can lock and unlock the sprite. Okay. Now the next topic is x and y coordinates. The x and y coordinates show the current position of the sprite on the screen. So students, with the help of x and y coordinate, we can see the current position of the sprite. Okay. Sprite direction. The sprite direction indicate the direction in which the sprite will move. The blue line on the thumbnail show the sprite direction. You can drag this line to change the sprite's direction, or double click on the thumbnail to set the direction back to its original state. So students, sprite direction shows this direction in which the sprite will move. There is a blue line on the thumbnail which you can see in figure 7.9 also. Blue line will show the direction in which the sprite will move. Okay. If you want to change the direction, so what you have to do, you can drag. Okay. So whenever you will double click on the sprite, it will come back to its original state. Now the next topic is rotation style. The rotation style controls how the sprite changes its direction. So with the help of rotation style, you can control the sprite direction. Okay. So the first point is, the first icon indicates full rotation. The second icon indicates left and right rotation. The third icon indicates no rotation. So students, again see figure 9 for this. So full rotation, you can see the full rotation, it is in curve. So if you will click on this, there will be full rotation. Now the left and right rotation. So student, there is an arrow on the left side and the right side. If you will click on this, the rotation will be on the left side or on the right side. And then no rotation, if you will click on this option, there will be no rotation. Click the lock icon to change the sprite lock state. If you want to change the lock state, so what you have to do is, you have to click on the lock icon. And unlock sprite can be dragged in presentation mode. So students, you have to unlock the sprite first, only then you can drag it in the presentation mode. Now the next topic is tabs. There are three tabs that can be used to work with the features of a sprite. These are script, costume and sound. Now the first point is, the script tab shows the script, that is the programming code of the current sprite. So students, you can see the programming code of your current sprite in the script tab. Now the second point is, the costume tab allow you to create, edit or copy a costume. So with the help of costume tab, you can create, edit or copy a costume. A costume is the on-screen image of the Sprite. Sprite can have multiple costumes and use script to change between them. So students, your Sprite can have multiple costumes, and if you want to change the costumes, what you have to do, you have to use scripts to change between them. Okay, with the help of a script you can change the costumes. Now the third point is the sound tab displays the current sprite's sound. So students, in the sound tab you can see the sprite sound. Okay. Now the next topic is script area. The script area is the place where you stack the blocks for the current sprite to perform an action on the stage. So students, script area is a place where you have to collect various types of blocks for the actions that you want your sprite to perform on the stage. Now the next topic is stage. The stage is where you see your stories, games and animations. Sprite move and interact with one another on the stage. Stage is 480 units wide and 360 units long. Both x and y coordinates are at 0 in the middle of the stage. So students, on page number 81, see the first figure. In this you can see that the width of the stage is 480 units and the length of the stage is 360 units, and both the x and y coordinates are in the middle at 0 of the stage. When scratch start, a large orange cat appear in the middle of the stage. This is the sprite that moves and interacts with other sprites on the stage. So students, whenever you will start this scratch program, a large orange cat will appear in the middle of the stage, and this is the cat that will interact with the other sprites on the stage. Green flag. The green flag is used to start the execution of a scratch project. So students, if you will click on the green flag, so what will happen, the execution of the scratch project will start. Stop button. The stop button is used to stop the execution of the scratch project. So if you want to stop the execution of the scratch project, what you have to do, you have to click on the stop button. So students, let's see figure 7.10 for this. So students, you can see in the right corner, this is how the green flag look, and you can see that there is a red circle. This is how the stop button look. Okay, now you can see in the middle of the stage there is a large orange cat. So this is the cat sprite. In the bottom there are three options available. So the first option, if you will click on this, what will happen, you can add a sprite and x and y coordinates will appear in this light gray palette. Okay. Now the next topic is sprite list. The sprite list shows the sprite that appear on the stage. See figure 7.11 for this. So students, as shown in the figure 7.11, that this is how the sprite list looks. The figure shows one sprite in the sprite list and one backdrop. To select the sprite, just click it in the sprite list and double click it on the stage. The selected sprite get highlighted and outlined in blue in the sprite list. So students, let's see figure 7.11 for this. This is how the sprite look when it is selected, and there is a gray box. It is the backdrop of the sprite. So students, if you want to select the sprite, what you have to do is you have to click it in the sprite list and you have to double click on the stage. Okay, and when the and how you will come to know that the sprite is selected, you can check it in the sprite list. Your selected sprite will highlight in the blue color. Okay, in the sprite list. So students, this is for today. We will continue this chapter in the next class.